Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and this morning I'm looking at a book from Informer. It's The Law of Tug and Tow and Offshore Contracts, now in a third edition, and it's been written by Simon Rainey, and it's this book here. You can see the cover. It's actually part of the Lloyd's Shipping Law Library. It's a very heavy book and it's very detailed. It's actually not that many pages, although it looks very big. It's running to 800 odd pages. That's the index at the back, which gives you an idea of what that looks like. The actual body of the work itself, you can see it's paragraph numbered at the sides, which is actually again quite helpful. But again, it's very much part of the shipping library work itself. What I particularly liked was the very nice picture right at the front, which you can just see that, which really gives you a feel for what this book is about. I found it a fascinating book to read. Do read the foreword from Anthony Clark right at the beginning. Let me just talk a little bit about it in this very short review and have a look at our detailed review on the web. We've said from the Lloyd's Shipping Law Library, maritime law as it affects the towage industry, and that is actually what this book is about. And it's got some interesting historic perspectives. In the 18 years rather, since the first edition of this book was published, it's become the authoritative work on the largely specialised subject of towage. That's both ocean towage, such as oil tankers, and port and harbour towage. And Lord Clark, as I mentioned at the beginning in the foreword, said that this was the first book to bring together the general law on the subject and also to address the specifics of towage and offshore operations, namely general, average, collision and limitation. And so what Simon Rainey has done with the new third edition, which is published by Informer, is now much more expanded in scope, and it reflects, in our view, the changes needed towards the towage industry and the markedly expanded range of services which it now provides, including its support services for the exploration and drilling industry. So you can see how crucial this particular area would be, and also the area of law. One thing we didn't know before this was that apparently towage, as we generally understand the term, that's the towage of one ship by another, originated with the development of the steam paddle tug in the 1820s and 30s, and since then, to summarise, tugs have grown more powerful as merchant vessels have grown bigger and bigger, to the point where tugs now tow oil and gas rigs as well as providing a range of other services to the offshore industry. I think it's very important, obviously, to bear in mind the contractual issues, and you are, of course, referred naturally to Chitty on Contracts for further clarification in certain areas. One thing I did find, and I will mention this as I think many practitioners will find it amusing, is that the appendices, there are 19 of them, constitute an invaluable source of reference, containing as they do all the UK standard conditions. That's for towage and for other services, plus the forms and much more. And one example is, the tug's daily rate of hire shall be payable in advance. All hire due hereunder shall be fully and irrevocably earned and non-returnable on a daily basis. So would it be that all terms of payment were as straightforward? And I can think of the bar being a particular area of interest. So let me conclude by thanking Mr. Rainey and Informer for an excellent book, one I found fascinating to read. It's for all shipping law practitioners as well as others professionally involved in this area. And the third edition is very timely, so thank you to all for its production. Bye-bye.